Good morning, everyone. Namaste. Welcome to the Cosmic Center of Spiritual Light. I'm Reverend Nancy, as most of you know, and I want to greet you on this wonderful day with part of my topic will be today is the Year of the Dragon. We just entered the Year of the Dragon, the Chinese New Year of the Dragon. And so I will talk about that a little bit and what that means spiritually, because there's very significant spiritual meanings to the dragon, and I will explain that to all of you today. But before we get started, let's say a prayer. We thank you, Father, Mother God, for this great and wonderful privilege to be here together. We ask that the healing angels, the guides, the loved ones, the teachers, the holy ones, the masters, the gurus, the great ones, the holy angels, archangels, spiritual helpers, and designated healing angels come forth and work and speak through me to give you all inspiration, upliftment, guidance, healing, divine protection, divine blessings, divine love, and peace and harmony in your hearts. We thank you again, Father, Mother God, for this great and wonderful privilege to be here together today to celebrate this magnificent day of this beautiful Chinese New Year and bringing in the new things that come with that. The energies that come with that are pretty powerful energies. And as we go into today's sermon, we will go into the depths of the spiritual significance of the dragon. But before we get started, let's say the Lord's Prayer. The Lord's Prayer happens to be a more powerful prayer than just a prayer. It is a prayer that was given to us for divine abundance and divine connection with spirit. It also energetically aligns the chakras. In pranic healing, I've studied 11 chakras, not just 7. So I will go through this and tell you about the first verse is Our Father, which art in heaven. That affects the crown chakra. That's our connection to the divine. Hallowed be thy name. That's the ajna, which is right between the eyes and the throat chakra. When we speak, we should hold the divine names in high reverence and not use them in vain. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. That is the heart chakra, because in your heart chakra is your divine kingdom. And thy will be done is the front and back solar plexus. The front and back solar plexus is what holds the emotional seed. We have 3 seeds in the body. It is the pineal gland, which holds the blue pearl. The heart holds the physical seed, and the emotions hold, or the solar plexus hold the emotional seed. So it affects you emotionally right here lots of times, because that's where your emotional seed is. So if you say, thy will be done, it means that you're not living in your emotions and you're not allowing your emotions to affect how you live in your life. On heaven as it on earth as it is in heaven is the navel. The navel is the rainbow chakra. It brings in a lot of spiritual energy and it holds it for you. Give us this day our daily bread is the front and back spleen, because the spleen chakras are the chakras that bring divine prana or energy into the body. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, as the Mang chakra. The Mang chakra is directly behind your navel, and that chakra actually controls the heartbeat and the blood flowing. So that is forgiving our debts. So if you're letting debtors or people who have offended you affect you, it's going to affect how your heart is. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil is the back heart and the crown, the sex chakra and the throat chakra. The temptation, you don't want to, when you have certain things of like temptations and things, that affects the back heart chakra. The crown chakra is your chakra to the divine, holding you in balance with the divine so that you don't fall to temptation and you stay fully anchored. The sex chakra is your creation, and the throat chakra is higher creation. For thine is the kingdom is the basic chakra or the root chakra. The root chakra or the basic chakra is your chakra of abundance and security and shelter. It balances you, grounds you. The power is the front and back spleen, because you get prana, living energy through the spleen. The glory is the Ming Meng, and forever is the crown. So when you say the Lord's Prayer, you actually balance all those chakras, and it anchors you, and it holds you in your center throughout the day. So I wake up, say the Lord's Prayer, ask to be divinely guided throughout each day, throughout this day. And then I then I can get out of bed. But connecting first thing, right before you climb out of that bed, just as you're waking up and you connect, your days will run smoother because you connect with the universal wave, which is like this, and not the emotional roller coaster, which is peaks and valleys, isn't it? Peaks and valleys. So let's say the Lord's Prayer together. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen, 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 and amen. You also have a second sheet. This is the Lord's Prayer translated from the original Arabic form of the Lord's Prayer. So let's read that together. You have it? It's a separate sheet, honey. It's right in front of you. Aramaic, sorry. You have it in your hand, Jill. Oh, cosmic birther? Okay. Oh, cosmic birther of radiance and vibration, off the ground and carve out within us the space where your presence can abide. Fill us with your creativity so we may be empowered to bear the fruit of your mission. Let each of our actions bear fruit in accordance to our desire. Endow us with the wisdom to produce and share what each being needs to grow and flourish. Untie the tangled threads of destiny that binds us as we release others from the entanglement of past mistakes. Do not let us be seduced by that which should divert us from our true purpose, but illuminate the opportunities of the present moment, for you are the ground and the fruitful vision, the birth, the power, and the fulfillment, as all is gathered and made whole once again. When it speaks about being made whole once again, how do we get to be whole once again? We let go of our entanglements of things. We let go of fear. We embrace love. And we embrace that we have the kingdom within us. Everything that we ever needed or wanted is within us. And we vibrate at the vibration, our true vibration. Jill's, mine, Reverend Leba, all of our true vibrations are connected and aligned to anything that we may need in this lifetime, or anything that we're supposed to connect with. Now we have choice as to what let things interfere with that, right? Okay. But when you really, really align with your true vibration, your significant code, the vibration of your divine self, you attract and manifest the things that you need and so desire on this earth. So getting really connected and letting go of anything that's standing in your way of receiving the things that you so desire on this earth. And then we have to have the idea of what it is do we desire, right? What do we desire? Have you ever sat down and thought about it and kind of arranged what it is that you'd like to see come into your life or manifest? Sit down what you'd like to manifest. This is a wonderful time. This is the year of the dragon. The dragon is significance of good luck and prosperity. Prosperity is not just money. Prosperity is prosperity of good friends, family, wonderful place to live, having enough for yourself and to share with others. A prosperity of giving and receiving. Prosperity, what does prosperity mean to you? So I suggest to all of you, at some point, during this today and the next day, because it's 3 days after the energy comes in or 3 days before. So the energy of the dragon year came in yesterday, the 10th. I suggest that you sit down, what it is that your heart desires in this life, what it is that you feel like you came here for, what it is that you need so much to help you advance and ascend spiritually. And put those things down, write them down. Because when you write something down, you bring it into the physical, don't you? It comes through energetically, through the mind, through the emotions, through the etheric body, into the physical body when you're writing. So you're using an energy and a yellow pad and a red piece of paper, and when you sit down, face north. And you will really start to bring things in to your life. When you wrote down the things that you so desire in life, and each year it changes, doesn't it? The things that I wanted last year have either come or they're gone. I don't want them anymore. Okay? But we need to, at this point in time in life, we also need to purge things. What isn't working in your life? What isn't making you happy anymore? And go through your closet. If you have stuff in there that you haven't looked at for a year or more, get rid of it. It's taking up space. Why do we say that? Why do we use feng shui methods? Why do we use symbolisms for things? It's the energy of it, the intention of it. So we bring those things into fruition or into manifesting them. When we release old energy, it creates what? A void, a wonderful void. The universe doesn't like voids too well, do they? Does it? So when we create this, a magnificent void, we better hurry up and fill it with something good. Because the universe will put the same old crappy energy right back into it. And I don't care to have that in my house or in my presence or in my aura. So it is a good time of the year because it is a Chinese New Year. And to bring in the energies of that. You know, we celebrate the year, most of us, January 1st. So we bring in energies for that, don't we? We had service here on the 1st of the new year, and we chanted Ganesh and Lakshmi chants. And we're bringing in the energy for the new year to set in. Now, here's another wonderful opportunity for us to bring in more lovely energy into our lives. And by that, we have to get rid of the old energy. If you have clutter in your house, or you have a corner like I do where I keep sticking stuff, clean it out. Make room for new energy. Make room for new energy in your heart, your mind, your soul, everything. Make room for new energy because it is coming strongly into our lives as this new Chinese New Year comes. So let's empower ourselves to stay connected with our higher soul. So we will say the I am affirmation. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am not the body. I am not the emotions. I am not the thoughts. I am not the mind. The mind is only a subtle instrument of the soul. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, divine power. I am one with my higher soul. I am that I am. I am one with the divine spark. I am a child of God. I am connected with God. I am one with God. I am one with all. We were all created from Source. As we become created from Source and stay connected with that Source and own who we really are, vibrate at that special vibration, your internal vibration, your divine self, your true authentic self. We start bringing into our lives the things that we so desire, the people that are matching our energy. We all have some people in our lives that don't match up too well, do they? You know what? It's time to purge. And we're spiritual beings, and we think, oh, I can't tell this person not to be in my life anymore. You don't necessarily have to tell them. You let spirit do it. I had a wonderful friend of mine, and it was getting to the point that we weren't agreeing anymore. And we were friends for 30 years. And I love her, still love her, wish her well on everything that she does. But it wasn't matching up anymore. And I said to Spirit, I don't know what exactly to do at this time about this. I love her, but I can't have her interference in my life. It's like static electricity when you have somebody that's not matching up, isn't it? And you say, well, I'm a spiritual being, I'm a spiritual teacher, I study spirituality. You just can't tell somebody to go away. No, you shouldn't. You don't want to hurt them, right? But their energy and them being in your life is hurting you, pulling your energy down, dragging you down, okay? We have to respect ourselves as that divine being and say, what is for my highest good? So I said to Spirit, you know, this needs to end. This isn't good for me any longer. I only choose to have my highest and best, and I need to connect with people that are on the same vibration as me. I need to connect with my spiritual tribe, my spiritual family. I need to be in that vibration. And she took herself out. She got mad at me and said, "That's it. I'm done with you." And I was like, didn't say anything back to her. I said, "Okay, if that's the way you feel." And that inside I'm going, hallelujah, hallelujah. Okay. Because it was going to start to cause me a lot of grief. And I didn't want to hurt her. I still stay in contact with her somewhat. And I send her love. I send her birthday cards. I send her things that she needs from me, but I don't have to be that involved because it doesn't match up. And guess what? We just talked about the magnificent void. I filled it up with a lot of wonderful people. When she went away, I have other new beautiful friends that came in that I can have fun with, that I can talk about my spirituality with, and I can tell my secrets to if I need to. So don't be afraid to let go of things. Don't be afraid to move. I had a young lady yesterday. I was at a spiritual or a psychic fair, and she sat down. It's beautiful, magnificent woman, very talented, and she was a great healer, pretty intuitive. She says, "I want to move, but I'm afraid." I said, "What are you afraid of?" "Well, you know, leaving my friends and I don't know anybody." I said, "Let me ask you one thing. Do you make friends easy?" She goes, "Oh, yes." And I said, "Then put your foot on the ground and start walking towards where you want to go. Put your foot on your path. Where is your path leading you?" And this is a great time of the year to say, this is the path I want to take, and this is where I'm going. Bring this new year, this Chinese New Year in with magnificence. Because why? You're a magnificent soul. Honor that. I get up in the morning if you have to and say, "I'm going to live a magnificent life." What you invoke to the universe, it will bring to you. The universe doesn't know the difference between negative or positive. It'll bring you whatever you invoke. So I said to this young lady, fear is not going to get you where you want to go. And then I told her the story that I moved from Minnesota. I had basically one friend down here. I just moved from Minnesota, picked up and moved. And I had people say to me back in Minnesota, "You're so brave." What is so brave about me living my magnificent life? Nothing. You don't have to be brave in it. You just have to walk in it and own it and be it. We are magnificent souls. Don't forget that. And it's easy to forget, isn't it? Especially when somebody comes and puts an obstacle in you. But like I say, make obstacles opportunities. Okay, so that means if we release things, we also have to forgive, don't we? Mm-hmm. Forgive is an important equation of being all that we can be, living our magnificent life. Because if we're hanging on to negative thoughts, if we're hanging on to somebody that betrayed us, oh my gosh, woe is me, what is it doing to your energy? Think about energy all the time. Where is your vibration? Where is your what are you vibrating at? Are you vibrating at that magnificent soul, or are you letting things anchor you to the earth? And when I look at it energetically and I see someone who needs to forgive and they're holding a lot of grudges and they're holding a lot of pain and they're holding things from the past, you know, the past is like Las Vegas. What happens in Las Vegas should stay there. The past needs to stay there. Now, you can hold good memories from the past, but those negative memories, no, no, no. Okay? Because what is it doing energetically? It's like taking one of those big cruise ship anchors and it's putting it into the ground and you're anchored in the 3D vibration. How are you going to get to 5D? Where love vibrates at. If you're anchored. Entanglement and not forgiving are your worst enemies, along with fear. Okay? So let's read the joy of forgiveness. I am flooding my being and every cell etheric record, which is being of time, with the joy experience of divine forgiveness. In forgiving, I let go of all the effects of misused energy impinging on my life and the lives of all humanity. I let go of the ignorance, confusion, and pain of this world. I now know I have come to love life free, and I shall. This is the heart center of my existence, the joy of forgiving life as it enters my awareness. From this moment forward, I am setting all life free into a higher vibration with the gift of forgiveness that my Father, Mother, God have given so freely into my keeping. I am a force of the violet flame of forgiveness, flooding the sweet earth. I am the joy of forgiveness. I am the joy of forgiveness, and I am the joy of forgiveness. The joy of forgiveness. You know, I run into a lot of people say, I can't forgive that person. Well, you're chaining your soul to that person then. You're chaining yourself to the karma that has come between you and that person. And you're doing harm to yourself. So I say to them, you're not forgiving for their sake. You're forgiving for yourself. Cutting those ties, cutting those patterns. Lots of times we don't forgive and the same person shows up in a different body, don't they? Doing the same damn thing and you're thinking, I thought I got rid of that. Right? You met somebody that just got divorced, right? And 6 months later, they're dating the same wife or husband, only in different clothing. And then they go through the same thing and they come boo-hooing to you, don't they? And you're like, didn't you not see that come? They can't because they haven't done their forgiveness yet. They haven't unchained their soul from that pattern. That pattern will keep reoccurring until you learn that that isn't for your highest and best good. When you're done with it, it'll be done. But if you hang on to it and don't do forgiveness for yourself, not for them, then it'll reappear and play the same song over and over like a broken record. Okay? Because it's an orbiting energy. A pattern is an orbiting energy. Okay, invoking the violet flame. The violet flame is a wonderful tool that has been brought to us. And when you use the sacred violet flame fire, it creates releasing things, and you go on into a more fantastic existence here on earth. Okay, transmute by violet fire all causes and cores not of God's desire. I am a being of cause alone. That cause is love, the sacred tone. Transmute by violet fire all causes and cores not of God's desire. I am a being of cause alone. That cause is love, the sacred tone. Transmute, transmute by violet fire, all causes and cores not of God's desire. I am a being of cause alone. The being is love, the sacred tone. So use this violet fire to help the violet flame helps you to release things. Also, it helps bring the divine light and you anchor it into the earth when you're using it. So you're helping all humanity when you use it. The next thing that I want you to think of, so we've done the empowerment through the I am affirmation. We've done our forgiveness. And the next step is what? Anybody know? Gratitude. We must be grateful and stop mumbling about what you don't have. And I do it too. I'm like, oh, you know, and I catch myself and I go, no, it's fine. It's all going to come around. Pretty soon it does. So I want you to close your eyes and just fold and embrace the power of gratitude. Beloved Father, Mother God, for all your glories, heart, I came into being and into your loving heart one day. When my service here on earth is through, I shall return. I thank you for the privilege of having life and of having a physical embodiment during this sacred time when the permanent golden age of spiritual freedom is being established on earth. I thank you for the gift of transmutation through the power of the violet transmuting flame, the amazing gift through which all that is not of light that I, myself, and others have created consciously or unconsciously shall be purified and returned to light. I thank you for sustaining through the legions of ascension flame the open door through which this sweet, sweet earth and all life evolving on it, on her shall return home. To this end, I now individually and collectively, as a surrogate on behalf of all humanity, offer my energies and my individual life stream as a holy grail through which the light of creation will flow to fulfill the immaculate conception of the divine plan for this blessed earth. Assist me, beloved Father, Mother God, to harmonize my outer self, physical self, etheric self, mental self, and emotional bodies. Through the grace of transfiguring divine love, invest me with the power to magnetize and radiate the presence of the divinity with every thought, every word, every action, and every feeling I express from this moment on. And so it is, beloved, I am, I am, I am. Now I want you to repeat after me. We'll do it 7 times. God's will is my will. 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 So now that I filled you full of love and light, we're going to ask Leva to play, what is it, the
Priestly blessing.
Priestly blessing. Yes, I can never remember that. Forgive me, forgive me.
Bless you, protect you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. His face towards you and the sun shine.
I feel the energies coming in on that one. I don't know about the rest of you. It feels wonderful. And I do say, one of the ladies here said today, there's more people in here. The place is filled up. The spirits are here. They're blessing us. Your guardian angels are all beside you and your designated healing angels. Archangel Michael has entered and you feel the presence of his protection and his divinity. Let's talk about the year of the dragon. It is considered to be a lucky year. Now, what do we consider luck? I consider lucky and saying that it's a lucky year as to bringing in the wonderful vibrations and the energy that come in with this year to help me manifest. And that's where my luck is, with those divine energies, bringing those energies in and allowing them to penetrate into my heart and soul so that I can vibrate at a higher vibration, which will help me manifest. Now, the way the energies are coming in at this particular moment, we're beginning to manifest that thought. So do you have any thoughts that you don't want to manifest by any chance? I know I do. And now we have to become more and more aware. What are we saying, thinking, and doing? Because that's where we're manifesting from. Okay? We vibrate at our highest vibration. We think pure thoughts, don't we? If we vibrate at a high vibration, we do pure things or kind things or be of in service. And if we vibrate at a high vibration, we speak it. We speak our truth, where we really come from. And when you start doing that, let me tell you something, it makes an amazing change in your life. Because if you're speaking from the heart with love, no matter if somebody is irritating the snot out of you or not, but you're still coming from love and you're using God's love. Because if you can't look at a person or be with a person or be in a situation without having angry feelings or whatever, you can send the divine love in. You don't have to necessarily, it's kind of like that fake it till you make it. Because if you keep using divine love, your vibration will raise up and that thing will not bother you anymore. So paying attention, where is my vibration? And where is your luck? If you're vibrating in a high vibration, you got luck coming to you from every direction. I'll tell you that. Okay. A camel's head, a deer's horn, a demon's eyes, a bull's ear, a snake's neck, and a clam belly. The carp scales, the eagle's claws, and the tiger's paws. Piece together this physical features, yielding to the Chinese legend, the dragon. Up here on the table, I have Kuan Yin and she is riding a beautiful dragon. And I'll explain that to you in a little bit. Believed to soar through the waters and the heavens as a nature deity ruling over the rains, the dragon is a dominant figure in Chinese mythology. The center of long-standing creative tales. Ancient legends depict the magical being, a long, as it is called in the Chinese, descending to the ground with the fog and rising out of the ocean with the sun, moving the seasons in its wake. Initially a vague motif of ancient Chinese art, the dragon is now an emblem of a benevolent deity, divinity, emerald power, and sweeping unity. It symbolizes and builds on thousands of years of folklore and Chinese history. It's the only mythological animal in the Chinese sign. The dragon is the most potent and most desired symbol. It has all powers of the 9 animals and is therefore considered a very supreme being and very welcomed in the Chinese New Year. And the Chinese people that have these feelings about the dragon is an overwhelming mixture of respect and hope in invoking the dragon's power. So, this is what it symbolizes in the Chinese New Year, the mythology and the symbolism of it, but there's a higher vibrational symbolism of it. And as you see on the statue here with Kuan Yin, who is the deity of compassion and mercy and carries a lot of the same energy as Mother Mary, she's riding a dragon, which symbolizes the Kundalini rising. Okay? So when we have Kundalini, it's at the base of our spine, directly behind our sex chakra. And when we start to rise in our spiritual practices, do meditation, and be more spiritual, the Kundalini gets activated. It's a raw energy. Sometimes the Kundalini gets activated and it's not mixed with spiritual energy, and it can cause a lot of havoc and also cause people to do not so nice things. But when you're in a spiritual practice and you're activating your Kundalini, the energy comes up the spine and you bring spiritual energy down. It meets and it raises your vibration, and you start in your ascension practice. So for me, I have 2 things that I love about the dragon, the spiritual meaning of it, and that I am a dragon. I was born in the year of the dragon. I've always been attracted to dragons, even as a little girl. So it's quite interesting. And I love the fact that it's my Chinese New Year's sign. So, but I also want to talk to you now about, so we're talking about the spiritual meaning of the dragon. Let's talk about spiritual economics. Spiritual economics, what is that? Spiritual economics is the gathering of wisdom considered with the production, consumption, and the sharing of or growing of spiritual wealth. Okay, since this is the year of wealth, because of the dragon year, we also can turn our energy and look to what kind of spiritual ascension, what kind of awakening do we want to bring forth in this year? Because this is the year for it, and the energies are here right now. The energies that are coming in right now are so potent and powerful. And we're being called to recognize our magnificence, our divine self, to stay in our true, authentic self, to go forward and step forward and take action. Put your feet fully on your spiritual path. When I look at people, sometimes energetic, I look at their spiritual path. And most of the time, a lot of people have one foot hanging off, dangling there. They're not fully committed to it, or they have some fear about it. So how do you get to where you get these, start bringing in the spiritual economics of your life? How do you bring that forward? Well, I have some 5 pillars, and I have 5 virtues that help that. So the first pillar is devotion to the Supreme God being and with your spiritual teacher. Now, your spiritual teacher doesn't necessarily have to be here on earth. Your spiritual teacher may be a guide or a teacher from the other side. You ask for your spiritual teacher to be shown to you. And pretty soon you know who it is. Either it's a high spiritual being. Kuan Yin is one of my spiritual teachers. I also mastered Choa Koksui from Pranic Healing, who is not in the body any longer, is one of my spiritual teachers. The more you grow, the more you either gather more spiritual teachers or they may change. It doesn't necessarily have to be a permanent thing, because one spiritual teacher may bring you heart. The other spiritual teacher may bring you intelligence. Another spiritual teacher may bring you your power. When we read the I am affirmation, we had, I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. That's the Holy Trinity within you. When you balance those things, you become more ascended. You become more balanced. You start to bring in and out of your life the things that are resonating at your highest and best good. But you know people that are not exactly balanced. You know people that they're just so full of love that all they want to do is sit around and om and meditate. But they have no ambition to do other things, and they don't have a car, and they don't have a place to live, and they don't have clothes, and they don't have a place to wash their bodies. Because they're all into just love. They have intelligence, but no power or drive. And you know people that are really, really intelligent and they're driven, but they don't have any love attached to it. That's where you get some of these high corporate beings. They're only driven by money. They forgot about the love that needs to come into it. Okay? So you want to have devotion to your teacher. Who is your teacher? If you need to know, go inside. Your teacher will show. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. Okay? Self-purification. We've already dipped into that already today. What isn't working in your life? What are the feelings that aren't working? Or the emotions that are not working? What are the people in your life? What are the situations in your life? What are the even in your home? What are the things that you don't have any use for, and it's just sitting around collecting dust, and then you have to work to get the dust off? Okay. And if you haven't looked at it in a year, you're probably not going to look at it again. Okay. Make room for new energy. Make room so that you can manifest and purify everything around you. Yourself, you need to keep your body energies clean. Lots of times people like myself, people will come and tell their problems to, well, if I don't clean my energy body, I'm going to look like a pile of poop in the corner because I'm going to be pulled down by that. Pay attention to your energy bodies. Pay attention to the energy in your home. Purify them. The next step is meditation. I have people come to me and say, well, I pray and I can't meditate. Well, people think that meditation lots of times is you sit still and you don't think of anything for an hour. And how is that working? Our minds don't work that way. Then the people that do meditate for an hour in a peaceful, blissful state, they've been doing it for a while. Okay? There's even sometimes, and I practice meditation all the time. There's even sometimes where I get what I call monkey brain, and there's no meditating going on in my mind. But our higher soul is taking care of that. So sometimes it's only 5 or 10 minutes to just sit quietly and receive the energy. That's a meditation. Some people don't like to sit still, so they go for a walk in nature or be with their animals. There's all different kinds of meditation. Search and see what works for you. I like guided meditations, but some people just like to sit quiet with lovely music. It all depends on what resonates with you. Service and tithing. If we are on this earth and we are doing a spiritual practice, we have to include service. Being kind to other people, doing something just out of the kindness of your heart. One day I was with a friend of mine and we went to a restaurant and it wasn't quite open yet and it started to rain. It was just a few more minutes, like 15 more minutes before it opened. And this woman who was having struggle walking, she went to the door and she was waiting in the rain. And so I have umbrellas in my car. I must have 3 or 4 umbrellas in my car. So I jumped out and I gave her an umbrella. And my friend said to me, why did you do that? I said, because I'm showing loving kindness. You know, loving kindness is an amazing thing and it'll bring back to you things. And tithing. What is tithing? Tithing is a giving of 10% of what you receive back to the divine, to God, whatever you want to call it, the church, whatever. Tithing is not giving to a food bank, okay? Or giving to your money to a charity. Tithing is where you're spiritually fed. So you give it to a church or even a friend who spiritually fed you one day when you needed a friend to talk to. Who is spiritually feeding you, or where are you being spiritually fed? If you're listening to a podcast, if you're listening to some beautiful music, you know, put your tithe in there. Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't tithe charities or give to a food bank or go volunteer. But also tithing is time, treasure, and talent. So treasure, money-wise, give where you're spiritually fed. But you can also give your time. You can give your time to an elderly person that needs someone to sit in and be with. Or you can give your time to help a friend out. Or you can give your time to a random person that needs help. And your talent. What is your talent that you can share with people? I love to sing. Lots of times I sing. I volunteered in a choir be right before Christmas, and we sang the Messiah with a full orchestra and a professional soloist. And it was so amazing. And I'm telling you, I have tears in my eyes while I'm singing it, the Hallelujah chorus at the end. And I'm vibrating like I've been hooked up to electric fence, you know, because the vibration was so high. That is giving your talent. Playing music as Aliba is. Giving a pep talk to a friend. What is your talent? Do you do healings for other people? What is your talent? And then intelligent study. We always, till the day we leave this earth, we have to stay open and learn new things. Intelligent study. You can study spiritual things. You can study anything as long as you're growing intelligent. Do not shut down and put yourself in front of a TV. Now, sometimes I put myself in the front of the TV on purpose because I'm like, I've got to shut down. But you're not learning that way. You need to be open to intelligence, divine intelligence study. Study something you like. You can even study art. You can study whatever. It doesn't matter, but you're learning, always making your light shine brighter. Okay, that's the 5 pillars: devotion to Supreme Being, and a spiritual teacher, reverence to a spiritual teacher, self-purification, meditation, service and tithing, and intelligent study. Now, along with that, we need 5 virtues. First virtue is loving kindness, not injury. Okay, so I've been a hairdresser all my life also, along with my spiritual world. And the first thing I do is look at somebody's hair when I see them, right? And in my mind, I'm going, did they look in the mirror before they left the house? They didn't even comb their hair, right? But do you think I would say that to them? And if they came up to me, or even if they, when I was working in the salon and they sat down, I would find something to remark positively about them, or what they're wearing, or their eye color, or their smile. Give them a compliment. But even if you have to say something to a person that's being done, you know, and you have to tell them in a way not to do that anymore because you had to set a healthy boundary down, do it in a loving way so it doesn't cause injury to that person. Loving kindness, non-injury is the number 1 thing to practice in your life all the time, okay? Accurate perception and correct expression, non-falsehood. Accurate perception. How many times do we look at a situation and we pass judgment on it? And then later on, we find out it wasn't that it wasn't what was happening at all. We put our personal feelings into it, or we put some kind of emotion that we had into it, and it's not accurate perception, is it? So look at all the full details of something that's going on if it's bothering you, or that you need to make a decision about it. Look at the whole picture, not just the spot on the wall. Okay? There's a story that was told, I don't remember where, but I remember hearing it, about this man was driving down the road and this car was honking and honking and honking and weaving in and out of traffic very dangerously. And the man that was driving on the highway said, oh, look at that, you know, blank, blank, blank. Look what they're doing. They're so dangerous. Blah, 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 blah. And then he got home and heard on the news that this man had a very injured child in the back seat and was taking the child to the hospital. So he passed judgment on this person without knowing all the details. We don't know what's happening with other people, do we? You don't know what kind of a bad day they're having, or their husband just came in, or their wife just came and said, I wanted a divorce, and they can't function for a while because they're so shocked, or something like that is happening, or their mother just died. You don't know what's happening with people when you're out in the public, do you? And sometimes people are rude, and you think, oh, that person's so rude. And I have a problem with that when people are rude. I do not like that. But you don't know what's going on with that person. So what do we do to combat that? We bless them. You think to yourself, I'm sorry that you're feeling that way today. God bless you on your path. Okay? Because it's really, and people that pull out in front of me, I'll mumble and grumble at them, you know. But then I stop to think, just bless them. Because it doesn't do me or them any good for me to have judgment on them. Generosity, non-stealing. I think everybody in here probably understands that one very well. Being generous with everything that you have. If you have enough or more than enough, give. If you have enough and you can give. And lots of times we don't quite have enough, but we still give. And do not take from other people or situations or things. Okay. Moderation, non-excessiveness. We can have moderation in every part of our lives, in our spiritual life, in our physical life, in our sex life. Okay. When we go, when we're so driven to have more and more and more of things, it sets things off balance. And that's what spiritual economics is also about, is balance. We need to have balance. Okay. Consistency and aim and effort, non-laziness. Sometimes we feel like giving up, don't we? Sometimes we feel like just, I'm done. I'm just going to sit here. Okay. It's okay. You can do that, but don't stay there. It is not about the mistakes that we make. It is about what we do with them. Okay. Are you going to wallow in that mistake and say, I should have said this, or I should have done that? Shoulda, coulda, woulda, take it out of your vocabulary. Those words do not belong, because that's what, anchoring you to the past. Okay. And you're criticizing your divine self, your perfect self, for doing something and making a mistake. I want any of you to name one person on earth that never made a mistake. Do you think they're going to hold that mistake against you? Some people might, because they hold grudges, but you don't want them in your life anyway, do you? Okay. So give yourself some pleasure of forgiving yourself. Be so forgiving and know that you're perfectly you. And you're doing the best you can in every moment. And if you set that intention, I'm doing the best I can every day of my life, well, then things will start to turn for you and draw things to you. So that is what I'm saying. Let's don't be lazy. Let's not be procrastinators. Let's be happy, wonderful, beautiful beings. Laughing our way through life. That's another thing you need to keep on that list, is to laugh and enjoy life. Find the humor in everything. I do. I know people who know me know that I do. And things that people think should upset me, and I'm laughing about it, you know. And my ex-husbands surely didn't appreciate my laughter at times. Because I thought things that they were doing were pretty funny at times. But anyway, enjoy your life. We came here for joy. We did not come here for fear. We did not come here to go backwards on our ascension. We came here for love. Love is the only true emotion. Anything other than love is something, fear, anxiety, all of that stuff. You all drummed it up yourselves. Okay? Which is hard to keep away sometimes. Sometimes it's knocking at the door, isn't it? But if we can remember to be conscious of what's happening around us, we all can really prosper, enjoy our lives, and be our divine self. So I am going to come over here and do a little meditation and some channeling. And Levi is going to play some lovely music while I do that. And we'll finish up. Okay. Okay. Let's say to ourselves, I truly, deeply, completely, and permanently accept the energies and the healings of this beautiful, new, and exciting year of the dragon. Bring forth the divine beings that are surrounding us at this moment, giving us love and giving us life. Fully accept ourselves as we go deep into our heart space. Go deep into our heart space, seeing the divine light, our divine spark starting to glow. And it gets bigger and brighter, bigger and brighter, pulling to us the divinity energy of all the benevolent beings that are here with us today and around us. The year of the dragon is the year of prosperity. So as we sit here, we call to us our wealth gods, the gods of wealth, our individual gods. See them coming in. There might be one, there might be two, there might be a dozen. Feel them coming in, standing behind you, bringing in the year of the dragon, magnificent energy of manifesting and bringing good things and prosperity to you. Prosperity, accepting the prosperity that's already lined up for you. Lining up with our own individual vibration, bringing it into our heart space and aligning with everything that is meant for us and is good for us and that is full of love. See the wealth gods bringing in presents, gifts of all kinds. Can be money or things that we need in our life, or friendship. Bringing in our true divinity as a presence, helping our divine spark grow brighter and brighter as the angels come in with the gods, blessing our lives with health, with well-being, with love, divinity, and enjoyment and happiness, so much happiness. Feeling that vibration of joy opening in our hearts. And as we open our hearts, any particle of our heart that has been closed down or brought to an end is now opening wide. The love of self, honoring yourself, knowing that you are worthy of everything in this divine earth and the kingdom of God. And you hold the key, beautiful golden key. You walk up to golden doors, and the dragon is above the golden doors, giving you access with your key. You swing open the golden doors, and everything that you are, everything that you want to be, and everything that you so desire is right there in front of you. There's a beautiful landscape, and it holds everything that you so desire. It holds all the love for you there too, from all the beings, and for yourself. You feel your own self-love coming into your heart space, aligning with your beautiful code, your beautiful personal vibration. Feel that, wear that like a beautiful cloak, knowing that you are the king, and that all good things can come to you in every aspect of you, down to the apple you pick in the store. It will be divinely guided, and it all comes from you. Now you look up and you see your spiritual teacher. You see your spiritual teacher holding your hand, guiding you along the way, whispering in your ear the things of knowledge which you so desire, and holding you in the utmost love and respect, and letting you know, if you have love and respect for yourself and the divine being that you are, you can walk on this earthly plane and receive that love and respect also. Give reverence to this beautiful spiritual teacher who has come to guide you through this life and has been with you from the beginning and will continue to be with you, adding more spiritual teachers and bringing more knowledge and wisdom and your spiritual economics of producing spiritual energy, working and being the divine being that you're to be, and receiving that wisdom and that guidance, knowing how to share that spiritual wisdom. As you gain more spiritual wisdom and you share more spiritual wisdom, it grows and it grows, and your heart and your divine spark grow with it, bigger and brighter and bigger and brighter. See your heart space getting bigger and brighter and bigger and bigger. See your heart space filling up this room. See your heart space filling up the building. See your heart space filling up the city. See your divine spark, your divine heart space filling up the state. See your divine heart space and your divine spark filling up all of the United States. and see your heart space and your divine spark filling up the world, sending out divine love, divine light, divine intelligence, divine will, divine God power, God's will and God's will, which resonates, and you resonate to everything you see, everything you touch, everything you do. Resonate that love out from you and give it back to you. And the more you love yourself, and the more you feel worthy, the more you grow on your ascension path, keeping your love and your light strong to shine the way for yourself and others, sharing your knowledge and the growth and ascension that you already have with the world and the universe, because then you become a beacon to the universe. What a beautiful thing to see. Open your mind's eye. You are a beacon in the world and into the universe. See your divineness shining so bright, so white and cold. Feel your heart space completely open. And only the highest and best can go to. Say to yourselves now, I place myself lovingly in the hands of the divine. That which is to my highest and best shall come to me. So be it, so be it, so be it, and so it is. Quietly affirm to yourself, I am that I am. I am love. I am light. I am truth. I am love. I am light. I am truth. I am love. I am light. I am truth. I am. I am. And so it is. The energy pour down through your crown and into the room. Feel it vibrating through every cell of your body. I am whole. I am happy. I am healthy. I am one thing connected with my divine spark. I am one and connected with my higher self. Now smile at yourself and say thank you 3 times. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And so it is. Take in a deep breath and slowly come back to your body. We have some wonderful new things coming in. We have a guest, Ken, who is the Soul Braid Walk-In, will be here this evening, and on the 13th, he's doing a group healing. You can pick up the flyers in the back for that if you're interested in that. We also have Sarah Rexman. Is that right? She's coming on is it the first, second, and third?
Yeah.
I think. And she is, I don't know if you're familiar with Dolores Cannon, but she practices the quantum hypnosis therapy, and she will be doing a group hypnosis thing. I think she has a free talk on that Friday night. I don't know if it's free or not, but anyway, she'll be here. She's an amazing healer through that, and she has really brought in that Dolores Cannon method. So looking forward to having her here too. So please don't forget to donate to the Cosmic Center so we can keep our doors open and bring in people like this and keep it rolling, so to speak. And so that's it for today. Thank you for all of you who joined us online. Namaste. Don't forget to go back in and donate, please. And namaste to all of you. Thank you so much for coming and holding this beautiful energy. So, namaste.
Namaste.
Okay. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for coming.